Time for another garden update. It's been about a week since my last one, and it's been growing steadily. Alright, I wanted to show this thing first. This is actually where I put all my compost, just from the kitchen when I'm cooking and all that. But this thing sprung up in there, and I have no idea what it is. I didn't plant it there. It must have come from something I ate, but I don't particularly know what it is. It's growing a little melon here, so it's some type of melon, but I don't remember eating anything except for a seedless watermelon. I don't know. It just kind of popped up here. I saw it growing in the compost and I just kind of let it go. Whatever it is, it's producing. But yeah, I have no idea what this is. If anyone knows what this is by the leaves or whatever, I think it's a watermelon, but I don't know. It just started growing in my compost pile. And as you might be able to tell, it's just rained and stuff's starting to look pretty good today. But the beans did not do well this year, as I said in my last video. They've grown pretty well, but that rain last night and the wind knocked them all over. They'll recover just fine. But I'm not going to have too many beans this year, maybe enough to do a couple of jars. But really not a whole lot of anything. The tomatoes, on the other hand, are doing very well. I actually need to tie them up again. I've got 3 different varieties in there. Ox hearts. Well, 4 ox hearts, super ox hearts, which are just giant, like 2-pound ox hearts, stew tomatoes, and Russian purples. These ones haven't quite started to get green tomatoes, but some of the ones down towards the end have. I've got them all in French rows that need to be tied up again. Doing that later on today if it doesn't continue storming. But, these ones I actually did not tie up because I was reading an article in one of the gardening magazines that says if you let them grow on the ground, they'll all come ripe at the same time. I don't believe it, but I'm doing that experiment. But you might be able to see that some of these are getting green tomatoes on them. There's a couple there. So they're coming along. There's one of my cucumbers. There's the other cucumber. This area here I did not rototill. I just made little hills. Saw what would come up. But I am going to have to weed a little bit around. Like this is a watermelon here. That's doing okay. I gotta be careful over here because this one's growing all over the place. That's another watermelon there. You can see it's got a bunch of little flowers on it. Some over there too. There's zucchini back there growing through the corn. I forgot I put that row of corn in when I planted those zucchinis. The row of corn was supposed to stop right there. For some reason I kept going. Last night all my pepper plants got blown over, but that's alright. They're doing really well. See, that one started to grow on the ground this morning. This sucker is disappointing. I let a rabbit live. It would stay next to my garden for about a week. It'd just see it out here. I never saw it go in the garden, so I left it alone. Came out and found this and made the executive decision to pop him in the head last night. That's 1 rabbit, 4 groundhogs this year. There's my habanero. Another habanero. That habanero got knocked down. Very, very good banana peppers this year. I tried one yesterday with a banana pepper sandwich, and man, was that sucker hot. For a banana pepper. I'm afraid of those habaneros now. I think this is funny, this little tiny plant here. Just got 1 giant banana pepper going on there. It's trying its damnedest. But some of these are starting to really produce. Like that one there. Got a couple on it. That one there. These are all starting to produce peppers. Just a matter of time before I'm overwhelmed with them. Looks like I'm going to have a lot of watermelons this year too. But everything's doing pretty well. I don't know how everyone else's garden's going, but the only thing that was a disappointment for me was my beans and my green onions that never came up. Just rotted in the ground, too wet this year. This is some stuff that I just have against the house. There's a pretty tall tomato plant that's starting to get little cherries on it. Another one that's starting to come in. This one got some sort of weird disease, spotty leaves, and they just kind of died, but it's recovering from it. Pepper plant. Another one that got that weird disease. Didn't go to my main garden, but all the ones up here got it, but they seem to be recovering. Starting to produce tomatoes. 2 eggplants. 2 tomatoes that never really took off. Oh, I forgot the chilies over here. There's that one. Got these ones next to the tractor. They're just some more cucumbers. Also need weeded. As soon as it rains, the weeds pop up. More cucumbers. Those are, they call them sunflowers. Cucumbers. That stringy grass you see in there isn't actually grass. That's green onions. Tractor. And there you go. There's a garden.